Hi, everyone. Welcome to our podcast today. We are going to talk about something very interesting: how the first humans lived. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more fun English learning content.
Yes, we're going back in time to learn how early humans survived, what they ate, where they lived, and much more. Are you ready to explore the past with us? Make sure to like and subscribe before we dive in.
The first humans were hunter-gatherers. This means they didn't grow food like we do now. Instead, they hunted animals and gathered fruits, nuts, and roots. Every day, they had to search for food, and it was often difficult. They moved a lot, following animals and plants.
That's right, Alex. They didn't have permanent homes. They lived in caves or made shelters from branches and leaves. Their homes had to be simple because they moved a lot. Fire was very important to them for warmth, light, and cooking their food.
Clothing for the first humans was also very different. They didn't have stores to buy clothes. Instead, they made clothes from animal skins. These clothes helped them stay warm in the cold. They had to be creative and use whatever they could find from nature.
Yes, they were very resourceful. Tools were also very simple back then. They made tools from stones and bones. These tools helped them hunt animals, cut food, and build shelters. Life was hard, but they learned how to survive using nature's resources.
Another interesting thing is that the first humans lived in small groups. They didn't have big families like we do now. Small groups made it easier to move and find food. These groups were like families, and everyone worked together to survive.
Exactly, Alex. They shared everything: food, tools, and tasks. Everyone had a job to do, like hunting, gathering, or taking care of the young. There wasn't much time for fun, but they probably had ways to entertain themselves, like telling stories around the fire.
Communication was also very different. They didn't have written language. Instead, they used simple sounds and gestures to talk to each other. Over time, these sounds turned into the languages we speak today.
Yes, and some scientists believe they also used cave paintings to communicate. These paintings were like early forms of art. They often showed animals or scenes of hunting. It's amazing to think about how these simple drawings helped them share their lives.
The first humans were very connected to nature. They depended on it for everything: food, shelter, and tools. They had to learn about the plants and animals around them to survive. That connection helped them live in harmony with their surroundings.
True, Alexa. They respected nature because they understood that their survival depended on it. Even though life was hard, they found ways to adapt and live. It's impressive how much they achieved with so few resources. Their lifestyle teaches us the value of living simply.
Another important thing about early human life was that there was no farming. Farming didn't start until much later. Since they moved around a lot, they didn't stay in one place long enough to plant crops. They relied on nature to provide for them every day.
Yes, they didn't settle down until they learned how to farm. Once they discovered farming, life changed for humans. They could grow their food and stay in one place. This was a huge step in human development, leading to villages and cities later.
Speaking of food, their diet was very different from ours. They ate a lot of wild plants and meat from animals they hunted. They didn't have spices or ways to preserve food like we do today. What they found or hunted each day was what they ate.
Exactly, and they had to eat whatever was available in their environment. In colder areas, they ate more meat from animals, while in warmer areas, they could gather more fruits and vegetables. It all depended on where they lived and what nature provided.
The first humans were also very physically active. Because they had to walk long distances to find food and hunt, they were strong and fit. Every day was filled with movement, whether it was hunting or building shelter. Life was much more physical than it is for us now.
Yes, they didn't have machines or vehicles to help them, so everything was done by hand. They had to use their strength for survival. In many ways, their active lifestyle kept them healthy, even though life was hard. Today, we often have to exercise to stay fit.
Their relationships were very close because they depended on each other for survival. If someone in the group didn't help, it could make life harder for everyone. They shared food, tasks, and took care of each other, which made their communities strong.
That's right, Alex. The bond between people was very important. They were like one big family. Even though they didn't have much, they looked out for each other. It's a reminder of how important teamwork and cooperation are, even in the modern world.
The first humans also had to face many dangers. Wild animals, harsh weather, and sickness were common threats. They didn't have the medicine or technology we have now, so they had to find natural ways to heal and protect themselves.
Yes, they used plants and herbs as medicine. While we now have doctors and hospitals, they had to figure out how to survive using what nature gave them. It's amazing how much they learned through experience and how they passed that knowledge down to others.
Their tools were made from simple materials like stones, wood, and bones. Even though these materials were basic, they created useful tools that helped them hunt and survive. Some tools were used for cutting, others for hunting, and some for building shelters.
Exactly. Stone tools like sharp rocks were used to cut meat or build shelters. Bones were often used to make needles for sewing animal skins into clothing. Their creativity in using natural materials helped them adapt to their environment and improve their lives.
Another interesting fact is that the first humans had to be very brave. They faced dangerous animals like saber-toothed cats and large wild beasts. Hunting wasn't just about food. It was also about protecting themselves and their group from predators.
Yes, they had to be cautious and smart when hunting or gathering food. One wrong move could be very dangerous. But over time, they became skilled hunters and learned how to track animals and stay safe. Their courage helped them survive in such a tough world.
Over time, as humans became better at finding food and staying safe, they started developing more complex cultures. They began to express themselves through art, music, and even early forms of religion. These things helped bring communities together.
That's true, Alex. It wasn't just about survival anymore. They started to think more deeply about life, the world around them, and their place in it. Art, like cave paintings, showed us that they had emotions, thoughts, and beliefs just like we do today.
Even though the first humans lived long ago, we can still learn a lot from them. They were experts at using the resources around them, and they adapted to changing environments. Their lifestyle shows us the importance of being resourceful and adaptable.
Yes, their ability to survive with so little is inspiring. Even though they didn't have the comforts we enjoy today, they found ways to live, grow, and even thrive. We can learn to appreciate what we have and remember that humans are capable of great things, even in tough times.
In the end, the first humans were the foundation of everything we know today. Their lifestyle may seem simple, but without their hard work and adaptation, we wouldn't have the advanced technology and society we have now.
Exactly. Alexa, it's important to understand where we came from to appreciate how far we've come. The lifestyle of the first humans might have been tough, but it laid the groundwork for all of human progress. They show us that with perseverance, we can achieve great things.
Well, Alex, it's clear that the first humans lived in a completely different world from ours. Their simple but tough lifestyle helped shape the future for all of us. It's amazing to think how far we've come from those early days.
Absolutely. Alexa, the way they survived with so little shows us the power of human strength and creativity. Even though their lives were difficult, they built the foundation for everything we have today. It's a great reminder to appreciate our progress.
Yes, and it also teaches us to value the simple things in life, like community, nature, and resourcefulness. Thanks for talking with me today, Alexa. I hope our listeners enjoyed learning about the first humans as much as we did.
I agree. It was a great discussion. And to all our listeners, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more interesting topics. See you next time.